Oh. Oh.
Oh, no, not again.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Problematic Podcast. I'm your friendly neighborhood co-host, Rita, with my friendly favoriteest co-host, Whitney, with the sexy hair. She says she got shit every hair today.
Stop.
You're not playing around. She did not come to play around. I'm here for it.
Hi, friend. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
We're making it. We're making it through allergy season.
Pollen trying to punch you in the back of the face.
Listen, they're waiting outside with baseball bats. Apparently,
It's
the pollen
ugly.
just ready to beat us down.
Like you was talking to her man. This is completely 100% off topic, and this has only ever happened to me like twice. But I have to mention the randomness of as a same-sex loving woman. I never expect anyone to come to me as a woman about their man. But there have been on 2 different occasions, none of them recently, I can say that. None of them recently, but I've had people reach out to me once on Facebook DMs and once on Instagram DMs of a lady asking me how I know their boyfriend. Literally just ask, how do you know him? Do you talk to him? Girl, are my social media pages not gay enough? Like, when somebody does something stupid like that,
people don't believe you. They don't believe that
am I not convincing enough?
They're like, nah, she's not like a typical gay. She's very gay. Like, I don't understand.
And to be fair, again, this has not happened in a very long time. It's almost irrelevant, but I just think it's very curious behavior for a woman to find me interacting like completely platonically, like talking about music, arguing about like favorite
Sports
rappers, and then you come on and find me in the DMs, and then because clearly you went through my profile. What about this profile says I want your big head ass man? That's weird. That's weird. I was offended.
I'm so confused. Like, I'm actually confused I don't even have the words.
I feel like I should be immune to that. And it wasn't anything too spicy or you raggedy bitch, stop talking to my man. Because I've seen some screenshots of the things that y'all put on the internet and y'all talk crazy to each other. But it was mostly, how do you know him? Where'd you meet him? Do you know him from the internet or in real life? And both times there were people that I used to play ball with a very long time ago. And we keep in touch through social media. And we're mostly talking about sports or music.
Let me tell you something I've never done.
Come on, tell me.
As a heterosexual cisgender woman, I have never had to jump into the DMs of another woman to learn how I know him. Like, how do you know him? Like, never. That has never been a thing.
Desperate, insecure energy at its best, because for all of that, you could have asked the nigga that you out here gatekeeping.
Ladies, are you okay?
No, the ladies are not okay. They're not okay at all. The internet is in shambles, and I think it just gives people access. Because I feel like you would never walk up to me in person and ask me some goofy shit like that, because you would see me and go, "This girl's clearly gay and don't want my big head ass man."
I mean, in a polite way, like if we're like just striking up conversation, like, "Oh yeah, how'd y'all meet?" Like that's very different energy than I'm gonna sneak onto the DMs, like, "How do you know such and such?" Like.
Right. What about me saying I hate the Steelers makes you think this was a safe place to come over here and ask me about your man? Don't nobody want your man. I don't understand why you want your man.
You might be in more danger than your man.
Okay.
Coming over there.
Listen. We're going to move on. Whitney, what have you been listening to?
Wait.
No, we're moving on. Because I almost said something I had no business saying. What?
I've been listening to a revolutionary.
Ooh.
A genre exploder. A person who said, quote, "This ain't Texas. Ain't no holding. So lay your cards down, 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 down." And how I know I've been listening to that song too much, My baby is just walking around the house going, down, down, down.
Okay, she knows the bops. She
I'm gonna
knows
dress
the
her up like
bops.
Sandy Cheeks.
You
Just,
should. This
it's
ain't
so
Texas.
cute.
Ain't no hold 'em.
No,
That
that's
song
what the lady said.
is so damn catchy.
Did you see
I
this? Did you see the list?
No. Oh,
The
the
track
track
list?
list? Yes, I did. And
Did you see Jolene?
there's
It's on
Jolene.
there.
And haven't I been calling it since the Super Bowl? I said, if I don't get a Jolene, I'm going to cry. I knew she was going to do it when Dolly Parton came out and was like, I am a huge fan of Beyonce. I support her in the country space. I said, we getting a Jolene. I know we getting a
I
Jolene.
need it. Oh
I
my
need it
gosh. I'm
so.
so excited.
Oh, girl, we got less than a
Gotta see a
week.
listening party.
It comes out Friday the 29th, which is also just happens to be my wife's birthday.
And
So,
Good Friday.
and Good Friday, that too. So and
Mm-hmm.
I'm off that day.
Listen,
Baby, it's about to be
you about
a
to have a great
whole,
time.
I am
Great time.
just, I'm taking her out to brunch in the morning because we're celebrating on Saturday. But,
Mm-hmm.
you got to do stuff on the actual
On
day.
the
And
actual day, yeah.
I know we're going to be listening to that the whole time we out
Mm-hmm.
on the town, just having a
Mm-hmm.
good time.
Mm-hmm.
Beyonce
Spin your
bringing,
spur.
we just,
Spin them
is
spurs.
it too much for a cowboy hat? I don't think so. I don't
No.
think so. I think,
No, this summer is about to be full of cowboy hats.
listen, Daisy Dukes with the ruffles
The
at
little
the
ruffles.
bottoms, with the high boots and the crop tops with the flannel rolled up and
Oh
tied up.
God. It's about to be so much Western in Philadelphia.
I am so excited. So I didn't go to the Renaissance concert, and
Neither did we.
I didn't plan on it. I
Mhm.
love Beyonce. I'm a huge Beyonce fan. I wouldn't call myself a hiver because I feel like y'all take it too far. I'm a Beyonce fan, but I don't like
Yes, fan.
concerts. I don't like big concerts. I like small, intimate
Yeah.
settings, and I didn't want it to become something where I spent a lot of money on tickets and I end up being more annoyed with the process of getting down there and fighting with the crowds.
You know yourself, and that's good.
I do know myself. However, what I've decided I'm going to do for, I have to see Beyonce before I die. It's like a requirement. But I
Absolutely.
think what I'm going to
Absolutely.
do, seeing how she made silver a color and people like really dressed up and made it fun, I think in order to kind of take the frustration of big crowds out of it, I'm going to do what I encouraged you to do and pick a city that I like for her next tour and then go see her in another city. So then it's like a full trip. I'm
And
used
there's
to
other
crowds.
stuff.
Yeah, there's other things going on because I
Hmm.
feel like I missed out on a moment now with Renaissance. And I'm sure I'll get another opportunity. But just seeing how she brings the girls and the guys together and she's influencing fashion and all of these people are just jumping on board with
Hmm.
country getting this new push and this fresh blood. I know a lot
Here.
of people say they don't like country, but I am excited for this album, for seeing what she's about to do with country.
Well, I didn't like dance music.
I,
And then I learned so much about dance music that now
mhm,
I like dance music. Like I've learned that even if I don't like particular songs, like the art
mhm,
and the craft and the
exactly.
creativity behind it, I absolutely respect it. And she's getting ready to do the same thing
Exactly
with
with
country.
country.
I, I saw some of the folks that she has on there, like Rhiannon
Mhm,
Giddings, an amazing banjo player. Like this is about to be obscene. All the things we're getting ready to learn through this
exactly.
process, forget it. Forget it. Wrap it up, girls. We're done.
I'm here for it. I'm excited. And of course, Whitney and I will be bringing our album review soon and very soon. So actually that'll be the next episode.
Next episode.
Oh
I
my
might show up with a cowboy hat.
Yeehaw. I
I'm
am
gonna use my
ready.
first call.
That's gonna be the name of next week's episode, Beyonce. I can't wait.
What have you been listening to?
So I took Lent seriously this year and I gave up
Amen.
sugar and carbs and I have lost 20 pounds and I'm
Holly.
absolutely saying that as a brag because baby, when I gave up bread, I was like, I'm not gonna make it. This is not it.
Not.
My son came home like the day I was like, I'm done with sugars and carbs. He came home with four big ass Cinnabon Cinnabuns.
Isn't
And I
that the
said,
way? Isn't that the way it
They,
goes?
but I've stuck with it, and I've actually been in the gym a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And that Yeah Glow by Glorilla, let me tell you something. That is the best fucking gym song ever. She literally talk about fighting people. And that's what you need when you're in the gym.
I mean,
It helps me get through my last sets. It it
you just need that
hypes
little
me
push.
up.
Mm,
It is a push song, and anybody who works out and hates it, i.e. me,
me.
knows what a push song is. It's the
Yeah,
song that you put on to get through your last set, to get
that
through that
last
last
one.
2 minutes on the treadmill. So I've been listening to Yeah Glow. I feel like I'm also a little too old to be listening to it because I feel like it's kid music.
No,
I listen to it
no.
quietly
That's
because
your business.
I walked through the house last week and I said, "Yeah, Glow," and my son was like, "You know that song?" And I was like, "Okay, that."
Not the judgment,
It was judgment in his
not
voice.
condemnation.
It was there, but I was like, I don't
You can
care.
listen to whatever you
I
want.
I can because I'm grown and I pay for my own Apple
There
Music
you go.
subscription. Unlike you, get out my face.
Not you being secretly upset.
I was a little hurt. I ain't show it in that moment, but I'm like, how dare you?
Audacity.
The audacity. I am very supportive when he discovers old rappers. He comes to me and goes, "Do you know who Outkast is?" Mind you, it's a whole painting of
Do you know?
I have a whole painting of Andre 3000 in our house, but he gonna ask me,
Do you
do
know?
you know who Outkast is? It's the disrespect.
Child. That is the joy of our youth.
Girl, what
Not the exhale.
did you watch the Freaknik documentary?
No, girl, that
Okay,
was
all
going to be
right.
this weekend's
No,
watching.
that's
But
okay. Next
I've
week.
seen some of the conversations.
We'll we'll table it for next week.
Can I say one thing though?
You absolutely
I'm gonna say
can.
one thing. Generation Z. If you think millennials, that means the generation just above you, your big brothers and sisters. If you think millennials were at Freaknik, I need you to
Baby.
go back to math class. A lot of us were in strollers. Some
Yes.
of us were in uteruses.
Mm-hmm.
Some of
Yes.
us weren't even thoughts.
I was learning long division in elementary school.
Like a lot of millennials were too little, too
Little.
young. Like wait, what year was that particular?
The
'Cause
documentary focused on the inception and then like 96, 97, 98, right around the
oh my
Atlanta
gosh, wait, I was in
Olympics.
eighth grade. Are you kidding me? I was in
Okay,
eighth grade.
baby.
I
I was
still had Tamagotchis,
in
nano
Pokemon
babies,
cards.
Pogs. No, wait, Pogs went out when I was like in fifth grade, but I still had them. I loved
I,
my slammers.
I didn't know nothing about what was going on at
Gel pens,
Freaknik.
gel pens,
Gel pens. Oh, I had like 100 of them.
the
I
jelly
collect.
rolls.
I collected them. I
Yes,
journaled every day in a different
yes,
color.
different
Me.
colors, trading them back, all kinds of stuff.
I didn't know
Um,
nothing about shaking it fast in the city of Atlanta. That
no,
was
no, I had my happy ass in Cheltenham, Pennsylvania, in math class, like you said. What are we talking? I think we were getting ready for South Pacific, the play, the
yes.
musical.
There you
Yes,
go.
that's what we were doing. Y'all, all right. I
I
need.
saw the internet comments flying of them misconstruing. It is Gen
How
Z. It
old
is
do y'all
your
think we are?
parents. It was your parents who
It
were
was
at
your mama
Freaknik
and your daddy.
being inappropriate
Yeah,
at the Freaknik. I will say this. I'm
I
happy you're
thought it was
watching.
earlier. That's why I was like, were we even born? I don't know why I thought it was way
So
earlier.
the documentary focused on the inception, which was
Yeah.
basically a black college picnic for black students who could
Mhm.
not afford to go home on spring break. And it brings in the founders, which was really cool. But it kind of skips over like the years where it was fun and peaceful. There's
Mhm.
some conversation there, but it really starts to talk about how the 96 Olympics and traffic in Atlanta started to bump up and create issues for like basically the city didn't support it
Mhm.
and just how it became a really positive thing to a really negative thing. But the core of the documentary years were 96, 97, 98, and ultimately when it disappeared for good. They're trying to bring it back. There's a Freaknik
Mm-mm.
festival now, but
Leave it right where it is.
some
Leave it right where it is.
things
No,
um I
no,
understand nostalgia, but we are
no.
going to leave that
Mm-mm.
alone.
We
Whitney,
could create new things.
we can. We can.
We can create new things. We don't
Oh,
need reboots of everything.
baby. I
Mm-mm.
keep just. We're gonna talk about a reboot in just a second that I
Oh, snap.
absolutely need it. But yes, if you're listening, please watch the documentary and
We'll
then
talk
chime
about it
in on.
next week.
We will talk about it, and you can chime in on the good news. Um, I know you did. You watch the X-Men cartoon when you were
Yes.
growing up? Okay.
Yes. I was a storm girl.
So I'm still girl, you get me. We understand each other.
Yes.
So I don't know if you've heard, but X-Men 97 is a new show on Disney Plus. It's an animated cartoon of the X-Men. It picks up exactly where the cartoon 90s version ended in 1997. Disney Plus has already released the first 2 episodes. They're half-hour long episodes, same cartoon format, same characters, and literally picks up where they abandoned us when I was in elementary school. Whitney, I watched the first 2 episodes.
Joy.
A pure joy. Pure, straight to my
Now,
veins
okay, this might be a
joy.
reboot we can get into.
Yeah, yes, because it doesn't feel like a reboot. It feels like somebody took a 30-year break and we're like, oh shit, we forgot about them kids eating cereal on Saturday morning, watching the shows that they
Now there are
love.
adults eating cereal because we can't afford dinner at nighttime. Thank you, Kellogg's. Damn Kellogg's CEO talk about, yeah, you should eat cereal for dinner. You know what? It's giving Marie Antoinette. Anyway, I'll talk
It,
about that later.
it is. We do need to touch on
We'll
that
talk
because
about
that
that
was
later.
egregious. But I watched the episodes and I am really big on stop touching things from my childhood and ruining them. But
Yes.
honestly, it did not feel like a reboot or a remake. It felt like a solid continuation, like the same people were behind it, just like with better screens now because we have, flat screen TVs and it's more colorful and it
You
pops.
could, yeah.
One of my biggest things was that um, I often feel like in these last 20 years that Storm has been portrayed as less than what she is. In the Marvel universe, she is one of the
Most powerful.
most powerful mutants in the entire
She
Marvel universe.
controls weather.
Not just X-Men, in the entire Marvel universe.
Mm-hmm.
And she is considered an Omega mutant, which is top tier Omega mutants. I feel like in the old TV shows, if you like watch the cartoons but didn't read the X-Men comics, you don't really know that.
Mm-hmm.
When I say they was painting sis like a queen in this new
Oh, I
series,
bet. I bet.
I just
Now I
want
got to watch.
and
After Bluey tonight.
people have been talking about how it's so good to have something from your childhood not be ruined and also still be entertaining. It's huge. That's so important that Disney is really focused on not fucking with the recipes, but
Don't
giving
mess
us
up the recipe.
content. And I've been loving the commentary on the internet of people saying, I have to watch this the way the good Lord intended on Saturday morning with a bowl of cereal in my living room.
Yes. On the floor.
So there's for
Yeah.
the premiere gave us 2 episodes, and I believe they're going to be dropped weekly. So I will be tuning in
Yes.
and having a great
Tuning
time.
in.
I will
But
be
I'm
tuning
bum.
in. So very good. Please check it out.
I'm excited. That's what you know what? I don't know if I can watch that with that 3-year-old.
Ah,
Nah.
I don't think it'll grab her attention.
No. She'll be like, all
Ah,
right, mom, where's
eh.
Bluey?
But you know who will love it? Earl. Y'all
You
need to
know
watch it
what? He
together.
might. I don't think he really had a childhood. He gives me he was born with a
What?
briefcase and like a full suit on, like with a full-time job. He worked down at the mill. Like he doesn't he seem
I
like he worked down at the mill?
am turning this microphone off and I'm leaving the
His name
house.
is Earl. That's the first
I
part.
I I'm mad. I'm more upset with you because I see it. And you're probably right. But it's worth the try anyway. I
On
don't
his
know why
baby
you say
pictures,
that.
he looks angry.
Cause
Like
he
he
cause he
he's been
late
here
for work.
before.
He late for work. That's why. Baby pictures, he looked like he late for work.
Why y'all got all these lights on?
Okay. Just
Stop playing with my thermostat.
I'm so bad. Please let me know if he's into the show because it's
I will.
so very good. So very
Oh,
good.
I
I
love a
want
chuckle.
I want to mention something before you start yelling at people.
Oh,
And I don't know if this is a part of your problematic people thing, but I need to rant real quick.
the floor is yours.
For all of you scaly back, dry hand, ashy face, wrinkled neck, aging like avocado banana puree,
My goodness.
white milk smelling, knuckle dragging, ankle loose ass people who are attacking DEI programming, diversity, equity, and inclusion programming at universities, at places of employment, in any establishment where we already know that diversity, equity, and inclusion makes things better. It makes things more
for
competitive,
everybody,
more effective, and more efficient for everyone.
Everyone.
For those of you who realized that you couldn't ban enough books and ran out of shit to talk about and decided you wanted to attack DEI programs and programming after the fall of affirmative action, I would like to say, hope Darwinism catches up with you people real fast. Really, really fast. This idea that people need to legislate and attack anything that could be even remotely beneficial for people of color, women, people with disabilities of any sort of kind. It's barbaric. It's disgusting. And it makes you people look like cavemen trolls. How miserable do you have to be to hate diversity? What the fuck is wrong with y'all? I want to be in more colorful spaces. I want to know that people with disabilities have the same access to wonderful things like employment and being able to go to the grocery store and write the books that they love and all of the wonderful things that everybody who pays fucking taxes in this country deserves. And y'all are like, no more coloreds. More,
only whites, please.
Whitney.
It's giving only whites, please.
That's exactly what it's giving.
No dogs, no blacks, no.
What the fuck is wrong with you people?
The same thing that was wrong with their parents. And theirs. They're invested in the lie of white supremacy that I'm white, so I'm better. So how dare you even think that you even qualify? Like the thing that was going around about the pilots. Black pilots and stuff like that. I'm like, you think that because they're black they can't be pilots? Like, and the arguments disintegrate at just the slightest inquiry. Just start asking questions. Like, do you whenever I like encounter people like this, because I encounter a lot of these folks.
You do.
Whenever you just, unfortunately, child, they send them to the right one because I'm just fucking with them a lot of times. Like someone else,
fun for you.
Some other people are crazy. No, I'm having a blast. I'm like, I'm messing with you, right? But I always start off with asking the question, like, do you really think that because someone's black that they're not able to do something? And you just sit and wait.
And then they have to answer the question.
Yeah, it's very direct. It's like, so you think that's just because someone is white that they are the best for the job? And you just sit and wait. And their arguments start to fall apart because it doesn't make any sense.
And it's just rooted in racism and bigotry. That's it. And I would rather y'all just admit that sometime than trying to hop on the internet and having these failed.
Be like your granddaddies and just say you just hate people who aren't like you. Just have the boldness. Y'all don't even have the boldness because you know it's wrong.
And then move the fuck out of the way. Like, isolate yourselves in the middle of nowhere, and then you don't have to worry about diversity.
Live in a flyover. We're not coming there. We don't want to be there. We don't want to be there.
I'm over it. It just feels like we are a country where, as Whitney mentioned, there are people resorting to feeding their families cereal for dinner, and you have CEOs mocking people who are too poor to afford balanced meals 7 days a week, mocking them and encouraging them to buy their overpriced cereal because prices have gone up and the cereal portions have gone down. Cereal is one of the biggest industries for shrinkflation since the pandemic. The boxes are getting smaller and the prices are going up. And you have the CEOs mocking people who cannot afford to buy balanced meals for their family by saying, just eat cereal.
Just eat cereal.
We have actual poverty. Homelessness has increased 12% in this country since the pandemic has started. We have people who cannot afford to pay their student loans. You have people who feel they will never be able to buy houses. But instead of addressing that shit, y'all want to ban books
And
and
TikTok.
TikTok and talk about creating legislation that will destroy diversity, equity, and inclusion. And then you got that orange guy. You got the orange man who's saying he's not going to give any federal funds to any universities or public schools that support diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives.
I just want y'all to think about that. Like, you're against things that are inclusive of other people. See,
Say
look,
it
there I
out
go.
loud.
There
Say
I
it
go.
out
Just answer the
loud,
question.
loud 10 times. If you don't see something wrong with that, it's like I feel with affirmative action being struck down in the Supreme Court.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like they're starting to say the quiet part out loud of like keep y'all black asses off our
Well,
campuses.
yeah.
Keep your black asses off
Unless
out
you
of
play
our
sports.
institutions. Yes.
Unless you play sports. Win real big for us. Be a good boy. Run out on that field, catch that ball for us. Give us the championship.
Right.
Otherwise, we don't want nothing to do with you.
And you would think it should be getting better. There should be more people able to actually afford to attend a 4-year public university, but in
Mm-hmm.
reality, they're finding new ways to ensure that
Mm-hmm.
people just don't even get to go at all. They've made
Nope.
it incredibly expensive and
Mm-hmm.
unaffordable. They're creating programs to ensure that the majority of incoming freshmen will be predominantly white and
Mm-hmm.
male and
Mm-hmm.
able-bodied.
Mm-hmm.
And
Likely cisgender, likely heterosexual,
right, so people who are handicapped don't get to go to college. Like, what sense does that make?
trans people
People,
don't get to go to college.
why are we doing that? I don't know. I'm done ranting. Just
No,
fuck
no,
y'all.
no, no. We could keep ranting because I was just getting ready to talk about Kay Ivy's dry ass,
Let's go.
dry leather, old leather handbag sitting at a flea market in the sun, done sat in somebody's attic for 85 years and is just crusted with hatred and rage.
And a
Kay
little bit of
Ivy,
mold.
definitely mold. Kay Ivy has signed alleged. Well, it's not allegedly. It is sweeping. This is what CNN is calling sweeping law, a sweeping law that prohibits diversity, equity, and inclusion at public schools. So
Mm-hmm.
the little kids, not the little
Mm-hmm.
kids, because up to high school, and universities.
Yes. Yeah.
A law,
A
a,
law. A
a
law.
law, a
Not
law.
just stepping out and saying, I don't like you colors and you Latinos and you Asians and you trans people
You
and you
disabled
disabled
people,
people at these schools.
you
Like
neurodiverse people.
creating a law.
Law,
Law.
legislation. Okay. Like this is not just them making like random comments on the internet. This is law, signing it into law. According to CNN, Alabama Governor State Alabama Governor Kay Ivey signed a sweeping bill into law on Wednesday that prohibits public schools and universities from maintaining or funding diversity, equity, inclusion programs. The law, SB 129, also requires public universities to, quote, designate restrooms on the basis of biological sex.
Mm,
Mm-hmm.
For what?
And defines the physical condition of being male or female as on one's individual birth certificate. Never mind that at a certain time, they didn't even give Black people birth certificates.
Right. We weren't even allowed to have those.
We weren't even allowed to have birth certificates. And how I found that out was because of Beyonce.
You what?
Weird story. Weird story. Her name was supposed to be Beyonce.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people don't know that. And I learned that a lot of y'all don't know that. And I refuse to fight for tickets with people who don't know why her name. Anyway, they thought it was a fucking typo. Like, you think that lady don't know her name? You think that Virgo,
Right.
with all of her attention to detail, don't know her name?
I mean, same thing with my grandparents. My grandparents
Yeah.
were born and not immediately issued birth certificates. They weren't permitted to. They moved and, made their way up north. And eventually, you go back through record keeping and you get it. But like the name that I knew my grandma by when I saw her birth certificate was not the name that was placed on her birth certificate. But because she was called something else, that's the name she went by. So this, I want to point that out because this is very recent history. This is it. These are my grandparents, my mother, mother and father.
Beyonce is like what? Like 42? 42. That's not ancient history. That's like, I'm 39. I'm right behind her.
Y'all basically the same age.
This is you're lucky when Miss Tina went to go correct it because they spelled it incorrectly. She said the lady who was handling it said, "You're lucky she's getting a birth certificate at all."
Oh,
that was 42 years ago.
Because how dare you colors want corrections
on your names?
How dare you?
How dare you? Audacity. Yeah. Anyway, KIV can suck it. Very, very on brand. Very on brand for Alabama.
For Alabama.
Alabama. Nobody's looking at Alabama to be the bastion of inclusion. But my God. Also, according to Mother Jones, because I love a receipt, at least 15 states are refusing. 15 states are refusing to participate in the new federal program that will provide free meals for students over the summer, meaning 8 million kids will miss out. All of those states have one thing in common.
Poverty.
That too.
But low literacy.
Maybe.
Probably.
Republican governors.
How'd I know? How did I know?
To be so concerned about embryos and fetuses and to be so fuck them kids as soon as they come out.
I don't get it.
Y'all are really not beating the allegations.
Y'all want people to have kids that they don't want to have, but then you don't want to help them feed them.
Can't even feed them because minimum wage hasn't changed for like 50 damn years. Yeah. That's an exaggeration, guys. Not 50, but too long.
Decades.
Too long. There is no place in the United States that is affordable to live on minimum wage. And people keep saying, oh, just get better jobs. It's not that simple. It's not as simple as just get a better job.
But the people who work the not better jobs still deserve to eat and live somewhere.
Everybody deserves to eat. That's the thing. You shouldn't have, like, despite working and whatever, if you are a human being, you deserve to eat. You just deserve to eat.
Period.
Now,
big dot.
Now, whatever. You get the point. You just deserve to eat. That's just a human right. And then you have folks like Governor Ron DeSantis, my favorite to pick on, signing into law that it is illegal for homeless people to sleep on the streets or in the parks in Florida. Yep. So you have the criminalization of homelessness. You have the lack of rise in any support for people who are low income. You have wages that are not rising. You have massive layoffs. And then you have CEOs who are making millions upon millions upon millions of dollars telling us they can eat cake. You know what you're creating? Mm-hmm. You know what you're creating. You're creating a country of people who will get fed up. They're not going to care about your culture wars. They're not going to care about your books that you're trying to ban. They're not going to care about you allegedly protecting life when they can't even feed their own babies. We had a shortage. We always have shortages. We always have outages. And y'all want to focus on banning TikTok. I can't send my daughter to preschool with light up shoes in the case of an active shooter.
Yes.
My daughter, who is 3, I can't send her with light up shoes, and children love those things. I can't send her to that because God forbid she has to hide and the shoes light up.
That's heartbreaking.
And y'all want to focus on TikTok and y'all want to This is becoming a society where we criminalize poverty, and we keep giving high fives and handouts to the wealthiest who don't need it. And that's going to become unsustainable. People are going to want to bring back the guillotine.
Y'all can pass legislation to keep people of color and people who might be considered anything other than typical, and I hate to use that word, but you get the gist of where I'm going.
The people who are
You
normally centered, yes.
you will put time and effort and meetings into banning those people from using public library bathrooms and going to college, but you literally won't feed your constituents' children who vote for you. Like, am I tripping?
No,
Or
you're not
do we
tripping.
need to start throwing bathtubs through
Not
windows like we were
bathtubs.
doing in France?
Not
And
bathtubs.
how do you pass a legislation that says we're not feeding kids who we've
15
identified as
states.
poor and hungry? They've identified them as poor and hungry, which was the purpose of the program.
Yeah.
How do you say we're not feeding these kids, even with the free money you're giving us to feed the kids?
We're just not going to do it.
We're going to ban books instead.
Yeah, we're going to focus on bathrooms because these people don't have the solutions for the problems that we actually have. They would rather wage culture wars that the average American don't care about. They don't care. They
Give a
don't.
damn what bathroom you want to use.
I
I
don't care.
don't.
Just wash your hands. I
That,
don't
come
care.
on,
I don't care.
somebody.
Just wash your hands.
Shit is actually infuriating, and I'm getting angrier and angrier because, like you said, they're passing legislation now that says that being homeless is a crime, but you're literally turning away government money to
Mm-hmm.
feed people who are hungry.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Mm-hmm.
as if people are just being punished for being poor, and
Which isn't their fault.
I don't know how long that's going to be sustainable, but it'll be interesting to see how people turn up and respond to this nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is a great place to take a break so we can come back
I
and
think
laugh
so.
at people. We'll
Yep.
be right back after we beg y'all for some letters. You know, we always love to hear from you at the Problematic Podcast. So if you have a problematic question or story, feel free to email us at theproblematicpod@gmail.com, or now you can text us at 267-225-4648. Again, that's 267-225-4648. Standard messaging rates apply. We love to hear from you. Now let's get into today's problematic letters.
All right. I'm sorry.
Go for it.
Sorry. I just remembered someone else I wanted to yell at. A few folks, starting with the people who keep using government assistance as some type of dig. So I posted, I forget what I posted. And it doesn't matter because it had nothing to do with government assistance. But someone came on and they called me. So they called me oh, no, I was talking about the nuclear family and the worship of the nuclear family. I said I have a concern about the worship of the idea of the nuclear family while ignoring the power and the beauty of other families. And everybody, the people who keep listening to Fresh and Fit came on. The people who keep listening to Andrew Tate decided to come on and tell me I was a bitter black bitch baby mama living on
What?
government assistance. And
What?
I said, this y'all are making a lot of assumptions. And then when I told him I was married, oh, he'll get tired of you. He ain't been tired in like almost 5 years.
Y'all been together 90 years.
A million years. But that's beside the point. We're not even focusing on me. We're focusing on the nuclear family. And they were like, well, what other family structures are there? And I'm like, there's Google on the same phone where you're typing this.
You need
Same device. You can look up all types. And I'm like, and they were like, well, all successful societies, and they all kept saying the same thing. All successful societies have been built upon the nuclear family. And I'm like, okay, well, I mean, that's not true because extended family,
right?
Like there's like multi-generational homes is a big deal, mostly because
and most of the countries in the world,
and on the globe,
on the
on the
planet, this
globe,
rock hurling through space.
Grandparents don't go to no assisted living. You have
No.
80 people living in like a block's radius. Like everybody lives close by. Everybody relies upon each other. There was no need for like child care and stuff like that. Everybody was taking care of everybody. That's how families work.
Because communal societies last longer. They have better life expectancies. Their
They
children are
do.
more taken care for,
And
taken care
happy.
of. And
Everybody's happy. It's okay. I'm like, cool it. Just because, and then it was like, So anyway, someone was saying I was living on government assistance. I was like, you do realize that the societies that you were talking about, the most successful ones, them people go to college for free. They have free health care. They have free public transportation. This was maddening. This was maddening. I watched a country, I think it was Ireland. I think it was Ireland. They give out a fucking bassinet. When you tell them you're having a child, they give you a bassinet and they fill it with shit.
Oh, that's
diapers, wipes, onesies, toys, books, all kinds, a mattress pad, all this for fucking free because you gave birth. You get a year off for maternity leave. You get a year off for paternity leave. A year. 365 damn days. A
full year. Afghanistan has paid maternity and paternity leave. You know, the nations that you try to say are third world countries all seem to have figured it out.
Figured it out. But because your brain is so used to affirming suffering and confirming suffering, you can't even wrap your mind around that. Not to mention the majority of the people who are on government assistance
do not look like you
on this country, in this country right here. This one, they white.
They don't look like you. That's crazy.
White. Okay. So every time someone brings up government assistance and wants to talk about Black people, I'm like, you do know that the majority, we wouldn't have it. Let's just be honest. Y'all don't like Black people. We would not have government assistance if the majority of Black people were on it. If it was if the percentages were higher for Black folks.
Y'all ban it like books and diversity.
So let's just be clear about that. And then they try to change it up. Well, don't look at just percentages and numbers. I mean, don't look at numbers, look at percentages. Even percentages.
Y'all's bleeding there too.
And up. Not to mention public roads is government assistance. Mail delivery, public assistance. Like
business
y'all aren't using those two brain cells, and with a brain as smooth as ice, you are just trying to make these arguments that don't make sense. You're tying yourself up in a pretzel and I'm eating you up with cheese dip. This is ridiculous. Stop it. Finally, the Country Music Awards.
I will never forgive y'all.
I hope you guys are ready for the storm that apparently has been brewing for 5 years now. Because that lady put out she put out a imagine.
Please give the background. Please give the background for the listeners.
For those who don't know, Beyonce, what was that? Lemonade for Daddy Lessons?
Yes, Lemonade.
It was on her Lemonade album, which amazing work. Woo! She did her big one with that. And she also teased what she's doing now on that album. Tried a whole bunch of it's just really
sonically
creative.
It was different from all of her previous
projects. Yes. And then she played with a lot of genres in there. But Daddy Lessons, which I actually liked. I actually like Daddy Lessons.
I've admitted Lemonade is not my favorite album, although it does contain my favorite Beyonce song, Pray You Catch Me. But Daddy's Lessons was such a good song, and it was so different.
Incredible song. It made sense. I'm like, she's from Houston. Duh. Makes sense. And she performed Daddy Lessons at the CMAs, I believe.
Yes, with the Chicks.
With the Chicks, yes. With their controversial asses. I love them. I love them.
Pissing people off.
Every time I see them, I'm like, ooh, what you get ready to say, ladies? Go on, shake the table, shake it. Knock it over. Go ahead.
They don't give a fuck.
I'm going to encourage that behavior because I'm embracing my chaoticness.
I'm so happy for you.
You see, it took me a while to get there, but I'm getting there.
I'm glad you're here.
Knock all this shit over. But they performed, and Beyonce, in her own words, she did not name the CMAs because she's a classy lady. She said it was clear that she was not welcome there. And I was like, that was like 5+ years ago at this point.
But it stuck with her.
I mean, of course. Like, first of all, it's a great song. It was a great performance. That performance was Great. She didn't need, she didn't do all of the Beyonce things,
No.
the dancing, the lights, the choreography. She gave you vocals and there was camaraderie on that stage with the musicians, and it was a great performance. And looking back, I'm like, imagine if they had just acted right, we wouldn't be we might not be getting. I'll say we might not be getting. Um, but yeah, CMAs. I hope y'all are prepared because we already showed y'all with the little radio stations,
Yes.
how we feel about. It's not country inspired.
No. It's
It's
country
not
music
country
from a
flavored.
country girl from Texas.
She's from
You
Texas.
ignorant bastards.
Like if y'all embrace Taylor Swift's uh
From Allentown, Pennsylvania.
Allentown. If you embrace her country era, surely a negress from Texas, surely, who grew up at the rodeo, who knows how to wear a cowboy boot,
Who
who's had
performed at rodeo, literally performed and attended rodeos. What is more? I have never taken my black ass to a rodeo.
never,
You know
but guess
why?
what? I
Because
might
I'm not
try.
country enough.
Guess
Because
what? I
I'm
might
from
try.
Pennsylvania, same place as Taylor.
Same
Taylor
place.
grew up 40 minutes from where I live right
Not
now.
far. Mm-mm, mm-mm. So if you're gonna embrace that, why not? But I hope they're ready. I hope they're ready. Just shine up. Just shine them up. Just
And
shine
Dolly
up.
Parton has already given her blessing. And I just,
Where's Reba?
baby,
I
listen,
need Reba too.
if Dolly Parton is actually on that Jolene
I'm
song,
screaming.
I hope
You will
that you
hear me
listen.
from my home.
You can try as much as you want to keep Beyonce out of the country space, but if she is stamped
She's coming.
by Dolly
Mhm.
Parton,
Dolly.
and she is, because Dolly already done said it, hang it up, let it go. Like, you don't get to gatekeep this
With an
space. Like,
apology.
please, because you owe it to her.
With an immediate apology
I,
because
don't get me, just don't get me started.
and
Ah,
Grammys, you motherfuckers too. That's all I got to say. Polish her things.
right now. Just
Right
get them
now.
ready.
Just get them ready. Just go ahead and get them ready.
Are you ready for this problematic letter? This person isn't very problematic, but you can still give them advice. I need a
Okay.
name for a young lady.
And I was like, Jolene, since we're talking about it.
All right, fine. That works.
Jolene.
Jolene wrote, I've got a story. In October, I went on a date with a man who had been in my DM for months. He invited me to one of those haunted houses, and I love scary stuff, so I was down. When we got to the haunted house, I got us tickets to the Haunted Hayride. I would have loved the date, but he screamed like a kid the whole ride. It became embarrassing when kids were making fun of his screams. It was the first and last meetup, but he still reaches out to me on Instagram. Am I wrong for curving the scary guy? Whitney is cracking up. Whitney, please. Stop
It sounds
laughing.
like a skit. I'm
Whitney,
sorry.
please. Is she wrong for curving the scary guy? I,
It has to be a Quinta Brunson skit, though.
you
It
you
has to be.
you know it would be. It has. Okay,
Oh
I'll start with this one because I had a lot of thoughts.
God. You let me hear him.
I love Halloween shit. I love
You
the
do.
haunted fields, the scary
You get
haunted
into your
houses.
witchy behavior.
I love haunted hayrides. Like when they
Mm-mm,
created haunted hayrides, I'm like, this shit is for me. And they have
mm-mm,
them at night, and you go through the woods, and people
mm-mm.
jump out of trees with
Nope.
chainsaws.
Nope.
I love it.
Mm.
I feel like haunted hayrides are particularly scary because you're already. I don't particularly like the woods. I feel very secure on the hayride, but they jump out of nowhere and it's dark. You can't see anything. So the jump scares are aplenty when it comes to haunted hayrides and haunted houses. It's not like a scary movie where a guy can be tough on a date and be like, "It's okay, baby. It ain't that scary. I got you." If a fucking chainsaw clown jumps on this hayride and screams, I'm gonna scream a little bit too. But it seems like this man took it very seriously. And it sounds like he enjoyed himself, but you were a little embarrassed. Um I think he should get a second chance because he planned an incredible date. But I understand that that's my bias. If somebody is like, girl, I got tickets to go on a haunted hayride,
You going?
I'm going.
You're
I
going.
am, unless them tickets come from Donald Trump,
No.
I'm going. So yeah, him embarrassing you by doing what you're supposed to do at haunted
Which is Scream.
stuff. Now, when the kids was making fun of him, I'd have been like, "All right, bruh, like I need you to look tough for the onlookers."
Yeah.
But I if you enjoyed yourself, and the only bad part of that date was him screaming like a child, um, I think it's okay to hang out with him again. And now, if he screamed like that in traffic or something, then
Yeah, no.
just cut him
Like a
short.
movie.
Yeah, no, I don't need you sitting on the couch screaming and throwing popcorn. That's not no.
Mm-mm.
What What are your thoughts, Whitney?
This is hilarious. It's not so problematic like some of our past ones where we're like, ooh, call the lady. Um, this one is just funny to me because it's like it feels like a skit. Like it feels like it's just
Because
funny. It's just funny to me. I don't really have any advice because it's like, yeah, girl, you wrong. Call that man back. Call
yeah,
that man back.
I'm
It was a good date. Y'all had a good time, minus his shrieks. And maybe tell him about it, like chuckle about it, like, hey, this was fun. Like, but
it was fun. Your screaming was a little more than I
I was a little,
enjoyed.
yeah, no, like the children weren't afraid of the clown, so
You don't have to be afraid of the clown. But
it's
yeah,
okay. It's
I
all
like
fake. No
it's
one's gonna get hurt.
it is all fake. But I like stuff like I feel like if a haunted hayride can make a grown man scream, that's the kind of haunted hayride I want
That's
to
the
go
ones you
on.
want.
I'm sign me up. Yeah, girl, Jolene, go ahead, call that man
Call
back.
that man back,
And if you
girl.
ain't gonna call him right away, at least set up the haunted stuff for if he was willing to go.
Hmm.
I know I ain't gonna say no names. I have a friend who
Say
does
the
not
names.
I'm not gonna say any names. I have a friend who will not grown adult man,
Hmm.
tall and handsome,
Hmm.
wonderful human being,
Hmm.
will not watch a scary movie to save his
Listen,
life. And I don't push him. I know asking him to go to a haunted house is a waste of my time. But if this person went and enjoyed themselves and got so into it that they were screaming like a child, I feel like that's the person you want to line up next year's holiday events with. If he's going to
absolutely.
just be the Halloween boo, then let him be the Halloween boo.
The Halloween boo.
Halloween,
The Halloween
boo.
boo. Hmm.
I see what I
You
did
said
there.
it.
I
You
didn't do it
did.
on
You
purpose.
did it.
I
That's
want to.
two times.
It's twice. I want to bring up something else unrelated to Jolene. Jolene, call
What?
that man back.
Call that man back, girl. And write us back. I want to hear what happened.
I know we've talked about this on this website. On not website, oh, Jesus, on this podcast. Lord. It's the allergy medicine. Bear with me. So I saw another one of those clips of a girl complaining about going on a girl's trip. And instead of doing the typical, well, why did she come with no money? Or why are y'all arguing and fighting when
Oh
you're supposed to be in
no.
paradise? I just want to encourage everyone. Stop going out of the country with people who are not your friends. If
Stop it.
my mama don't know your mama name when I mention you, don't do it. Just leave it alone because y'all get together with people that you've known for 4 months. You
Don't do it.
don't know about their character. You don't know how they were
Don't
raised.
do it.
You don't know about their attitudes when
Don't
it comes
do
to
it.
travel and in their anxieties or all of those things. And then you go on a trip to Tulum and somebody shows up with $100 and now y'all fighting at the resort and somebody's drunk and falling over. Or worse, as we've seen recently,
Mm.
someone's hurt or harmed or doesn't make it back.
Doesn't make it back.
I am not here to argue how much you should take on a trip. Take what you feel comfortable with. But
But
what is more important is the company you take on a trip. Because there are some
hello.
people who would invite me on a trip to Mexico, and I would be like, absolutely not. But may you be
No.
blessed. May you have good
Be safe.
time.
Have a great
Please,
time.
because you cannot.
Not everybody's a travel buddy. Mm-mm.
Ooh, come on, somebody.
Not
You
everybody's a travel
cannot.
buddy.
My wife showed me a post. So this is the thing I did not know. And I don't know if this is happening in your household. I doubt it. You and Earl seem to get along very well. There are couples
We like each other.
who the anxiety surrounding travel causes arguments before they go on trips. So apparently in a lot of households, it was a TikTok trend that people were talking about. My wife shared before our last vacation. The night before a trip, a family trip, is chaos. People are arguing in their household. People are fighting. The spouses don't get along. Somebody didn't pack this. Somebody didn't pack that. And there's discord. And my wife sent it to me like, this has never been us. And I was like, you goddamn fucking right.
Of course not.
But apparently, travel inherently brings out the worst in people anyway.
It does.
Now, I can't say that is the case for me and my household.
I mean, your household is like thriving over there. Like,
I
it's
mean,
a joyful home.
We have things that we do really great, and there's things that we have our struggles.
Travel is one of those things you do great.
Yeah, but
y'all don't stay home. Y'all are never home. Passport's worn out.
Okay, like, listen,
please give us a break.
We're gonna book a trip, baby. We just decided that we are going to Spain in July. We are out of here.
You gonna go see your mama?
Yes, we are, and we're gonna go see a couple other people too. We are moving around, but I think as social media makes it easier to see into people's thoughts and experiences, I think y'all need to do a better job at reevaluating who it's okay to travel with.
Yes, please. That's a great topic.
Because we gotta, and everybody's standards for who to travel with are going to be a little different. But I am so tired of seeing y'all argue over the same three things. Somebody was a sloppy drunk. Somebody was broke. Somebody was trying to talk to my man. Like, it's. Are we not too old for this shit?
I feel personally too old. Personally. Me and my line sisters, we just booked our little trip to Barbados. I know, we're so excited. I love we got out of the country. I'm so happy. I know. I love but it's like I love each and every one of those ladies individually, but collectively, like the energy, like they're such incredible, brilliant women. And I'm so grateful to be on this line. Like I love these ladies. Nobody starts no mess. Like everybody's it's very communal. Everybody's chill. There's no dramatics. None of that. We're just here to have a good time. But we're here to have a good time with each other.
Exactly.
That's what you want though. You got to get yourself a good trap. Like not every friend is a good friend for every situation. And there's some friends y'all go to dinner. Some friends y'all don't even go to dinner. Y'all go to drinks.
Yes.
Some friends you go to dinner with. Some friends you go to a show with. Some friends are for home. For in your house home. Right. Some friends you ain't never invite over because
you don't want them
not my house. Some friends are for overseas. Some friends are, we're gonna do a quick trip to Miami or Vegas, that type of stuff. So it's very dependent upon your relationship with this person, how much you know and how much you trust them, because travel is such a great thing, but it's also a very vulnerable thing.
Ooh, come on.
Where you're out of your element. You're out. You're unfamiliar. You may be unfamiliar with the place. You may not be, but you may be unfamiliar with the place that you're going. You may not speak the language very well. That type of stuff. And it's really, especially when it comes to group travel, it's a group. Like it's not just an activity. It's like a group unifying situation. Where are we going to make it or are we going to break it? Like which one? And so like, for example, me. Right now, I have been hard on Barbados TikTok. Like, what? Because I'm determined not to offend anybody. I'm one of those people, we leave footprints and nothing else. Like, we don't, we learn the culture. We learn what we're supposed to do. Like, for example, in Barbados, you don't just walk around in your bathing suit.
Cover up a little bit.
Clothes on. Yes, it's hot. Yes, it's an island. But them people, they're not cool with that. You got to put something on, even if it's a cover up, but put something on when you get out the water or off the beach.
Cover yourself.
Yeah. And it's illegal to wear camo.
Yes, I did learn that on a cruise, in a cruise group. It's in the Caribbean, like even for getting off port, you're not supposed to wear camo.
Yeah, don't wear camo. Not that I wear a lot of camo, but it's good to know these things. It's really good to know these things. Also, Some of the men are extraordinarily forthright.
Oh,
very,
boy.
very forthright. You gotta be forthright right back. None of this like this is a heterosexual problem. Not you laughing at a heterosexual problem. I wouldn't laugh
You said
at a queer
forthright
problem.
right back.
You gotta be forthright right back. Hell no, I'm not.
Oh, Whitney, I don't want you having to fight anybody out here, okay?
I'm not gonna,
I
because
need
I'm gonna
you
be
to
forthright right back.
come back with
Sir,
the
I
French toast
asked,
you left with. I don't
okay,
want no
listen,
issues.
sir, I asked for this mango smoothie. I am not.
And nothing else.
I want my margarita. Leave me alone. Thank you. I'm here with my girlfriends. That is all I'm concerned about. Thank you very much.
Oh,
This is
please
a
don't be
girls'
taken.
trip.
Girls trip.
Girls.
Emphasis on the girls trip.
Girl. Get the hell out of here.
Oh my
Am I allowed to
God.
shout out? You know what?
Yes, you are.
We do a lot of negativity on the show. I would kind of want to end with like on a high note.
Let's do it.
Letitia James.
Oh, good sis. May
I
God
just
continue to
saw
bless her.
today is March 22nd of 2024, and one of the top headlines in CNN Politics says New York Attorney General takes initial step to prepare to seize Trump assets.
Hey.
You need to tell me our choices between the presidential candidates go to the semi-genocidal old dude who can't stay upright on a bike.
Yes.
And the 3-time baby dad who has 91 charges and is facing the repo man.
Rough bitch behavior for sure. They coming. The repo man is actually chasing Donald Trump. As of Monday, that lady can run up in his houses and take them.
I saw on the news. On the news. I said, wait, what are you thinking about taking? Apparently it's a
whatever the
course.
fuck she want.
Whatever she want. She said, you thought I was joking.
This is mine now. I was
joking. I love the fact that a lady named Letitia James, an attorney general named Letitia James, is getting ready to do what a lot of y'all could not do. Okay.
Right.
Looking at you, Merrick. Merrick, please do. Like, I understand. Come on, sir.
That or retire.
Do something. Do something, because y'all are letting this insurrectionist run amok. Run amok. Just ruin American politics, which was crap to begin with. Let's just be really transparent. It's never been great. Never, ever, ever been great. But my God, this season of America,
it's getting ridiculous.
The baby dad, the baby dad with all the indictments.
Please.
This is outrageous. This is embarrassing. Embarrassing. Anywho, but yes, Letitia James, we send you hearts and we clap and yay for the repo man.
Yay! That's the name of the episode.
Repo man.
Repo man. Boom. Done. Let me write that
Why
down.
is it always me?
It's always you. You always have the clever one-liners. Except you
said all these puns. The whole episode.
I didn't mean it. It just happened. Halloween boo.
Halloween boo. Yeah.
That was funny.
They're gonna be really confused. I'm like, what?
I think that is a perfect place to end this episode as we begin our countdown to Act 2 of Beyonce. We'll be back with our fresh review next weekend, guys. And Freaknik. So y'all have a great week and be kind to each other.
Please.
Bye.
Bye.